Those of you waiting to join us here on HCTV, we will be with you shortly here and catch up with the radio broadcast. 0-0 is your score right now, Hastings and Simley. A very festive Saturday here in Hastings. Like I said, we are just waiting for a program to finish up on KDWA, and then we will join the play-by-play here in progress. Sounds like the game that we have on the air right now. The Prescott game's got about 30 seconds left. It's a basketball game, so it should be finished up shortly. Is Hastings playing at far side? Here's Jake Foster working into the Simley zone, takes his shot. That one goes up over the Simley net. Hastings won the JV game 4-0. Gonna wave off icing here as Jake Foster behind the net leaves it there, and now Simley intercepts to the far side. That'll get knocked down in front of the Raider net. And we will be back here, folks, in just a few moments with the radio broadcast. Stay tuned. Again, fans, if you're just joining us at the Hastings Civic Arena on HCTV, Nick Tuckner here. And again, like we said, we are getting ready to join our KDWA play-by-play feed here in progress. Raiders 0-0 here with Simley. Here's a pass in front, they score! And the Raiders on the board with Nate Holm. Hastings takes an early 1-0 lead on the Simley Spartans. Great start for Hastings, and that gets a goal on the board. As the Raiders now lead by a score of 1-0. Here's the scoring from Johnny.
Number 4, Nate Holm. Assisted by number 7,
Kniff gets an assist.
Number 23, Jake Lilja.
And Lilja with the second assist. 6:05 the time of the goal. And like I said, folks, we are waiting to join our KDWA broadcast in progress. We have a program called Prescott Sports Saturday that goes, well, usually till about 3 o'clock or so. And of course, game just starting a little bit before 3. So we're waiting to join that in progress. But the Raiders have a 1-0 lead. Up the far boards, here is Simley trying to dump it back in deep into the Raiders zone. They'll pick it up there with Luke Larson, and his pass was intercepted at the blue line. Kept alive by Simley off the far post. Raiders trying to clear now. Gets caught in a couple pairs of skates, and Simley still keeps it in. 10 minutes to go here, first period. 10 minutes and change. 1-0 Raiders on Nate Holmes' goal. Oh no! Went off a skate and back into the Hastings net. Are you kidding me? Raiders were just trying to clear their own zone. It goes off a skate in front of the net. Oh no. Simley gets one back. And that, folks, is kinda how the season's gone for the Raiders. Who I have no clue who they're gonna give this to. Let's see what Johnny says. He probably knows much better. Here we go.
For the Spartans, number 8, Connor Carlson.
Carlson, unassisted, of course. Probably the easiest goal Connor Carlson will ever score. 1-1 on a fluky, weird, and just not fun goal. We'll just put it that way. But it's 1-1. That's the good part, is it's still even up. Here come the Raiders the other way. Luke Johnson gets a nice move, has man going to the front of the net, and Edmeyer won't get a shot off. Played back to the top of the circle. Rowe has it tipped high into the air. Played near side boards. About halfway into the Raiders zone. Simley will dump it in and chase. Well, they won't chase. They'll come off at a complete line change. Raiders will start from their own end. Edmeyer through center. Nate Holm, the goal scorer for the Raiders. He walks in. He's got a man, Kniff, with him. Kniff back through his skates, comes back near side. Creates room for himself at the corner. Looks for a pass back into that corner, but he gets some help from Holm instead. He helps it back to Eischen. He winds and fires, and that one's tipped wide of the net, but there was Kniff. Just couldn't get to his forehand in time. Again, folks, we're going to join our KDWA broadcast here in just moments. So, again, we might take an abrupt break for you folks on HCTV. I'll let you know if I do that, and if we don't get a whistle here in the next couple of seconds, I'm probably going to have to, then you'll likely have a little bit of silence, and then we'll come back and kind of join the KDWA broadcast. Halfway through the first period, one apiece here on KDWA. Hastings and Simley in boys hockey, we just named the East Rink, McGree East Rink, in honor of Jim Sliv McGree, as many of you folks that were watching on HCTV saw, or not sure if Ross to do a actual feature or part of the game, but very neat, very cool, just great to be part of it, and one of the alumni representatives as this dumped back in. We're going to have to take a quick break here, folks, in just a moment for you TV viewers. Back to center. It's picked off by Larson, and now they're offside. So we're going to take a quick break here, folks, for our TV folks, and we'll come back and join our KDWA feed in just a moment. Well, they're still not quite ready here, folks, so we're going to keep it right here with you as Colin C. throws a big hit. Knocking down one of the Simley boys right there. It was Jamie Warwick who got the worst of that one. And the Raiders have come out hitting in this one here today. Long pass for Simley all the way back into the Hastings zone. Larson will pick it up, skate to about center, and then loses control. Simley dumps it back in. Eishen, near side, gets a little bit of help here, and now he'll just take that loose puck, go the other way with it, and the Raiders will start it up the far side boards. Logan Stokey will dump it in for Hastings. He is wearing the number 16 for the Raiders. Back through center, here comes Simley, left to right. Jace Shorn Pedro will dump it in. To the far corner, Simley and Connor Carlson, who scored the goal in the weirdest way you'll ever see one be scored. After Hastings' Nate Holm got his to get the Raiders up 1-0. Here comes the Raiders again. Stokey trying to center it, nobody home, and Zach Johnson was coming off of the bench, and he just couldn't get to it in time. We'll have to play it in offsides. Raiders will tag up. Luke Johnson steals it away in the near corner left. Has a man tying him up. Needs another body to try to free it up. He gets Lilja to help him out. Johnson for Lilja. Breaks out of the corner. Couldn't get a pass off in front. May have been interfered with. Picked up here by Holm. He'll fire it far side. Kicked away there by one of the Simley players, but Foster uses his body to control the puck, and now back to Holm. Takes a shot off the glove of the Simley starting goaltender, Adam Weber. No, we're not talking about old Gopher quarterbacks. To the far side again, played out to the blue line, not out. Foster again puts it high into the air and into the netting. I think that went off a Simley stick. Again, we're going to try to join our KDWA broadcast in progress here in just a moment. All right, so TV viewers, we're going to now be joined in progress in just a moment with the KDWA broadcast. Here's the Raiders back into the offensive zone of Joey Werner. He'll get some help from Colin C. as it's played in deep into the Simley zone, but they're going to get a chance to, oh, they can't break it out. Nice move there by the Raiders' far side boards. It was Michael Rowe who loosened it up, and now it's taken away by Simley, and they bring it to center ice. Pedro back to the right side, but into the Raider bench. And we'll get a stoppage. Like I said, we're going to join our KDWA broadcast here in just a moment. Well, hello, KDWA listeners. Nick Tuckner here at the Hastings Civic Arena alongside HCTV, also along for the ride on a very festive Saturday afternoon. Nick Tuckner here high above center ice. 1-1 is your score as we join the radio broadcast in progress due to Prescott Sports Saturday. Two great basketball games for Prescott this past week, so hopefully you enjoyed those with Tom Grabo and Ed Valenti. We'll kick into holiday tournament stuff in about a week or so, and then we'll return with Prescott Sports Saturday again after the holiday. Raiders get a goal from Nate Holm. Simley getting one from Connor Carlson. Holmes was a beauty. Carlson's went off a skate as the Raiders were trying to dump it out of their own end, just trying to break out. It went off a skate in front of the net. A Raider skate redirected right back in on Saski. It's 1-1. 3:57 to go here, first period. Glad you're with us. We honored Sliv McGree before the game, renaming the East Rink of the Hastings Civic Arena McGree East Rink. What a great ceremony we had here before this game. A lot of family, friends, former players, alumni, like I mentioned. It was an absolute fantastic program, and kudos to Joe Harris, the Hastings Hockey Boosters, Tom Johnson, and go down the line, Hastings City Council, Mayor Paul Hicks, everybody, just fantastic, and thank you to all of them for making this day possible and a celebration of a guy who really treasures this building. Here is Nate Holm again behind the net, centering pass. Oh, Raiders had a man going to the front of the net too. It was Logan Stokey, who's really played well in the early minutes of this one. Kept in left side, Zach Johnson fires it back in. Simley in their very New York Rangers-esque uniforms into the far corner. Raiders trying to get out of there. They'll send it back to the point right, and there's Brady C. Got a piece of it, not enough. Played back in deep again, and chasing it down is Stokey. Holm there, kicks it out in front. Winding and firing was Kniff, only got a little bit on it, maybe a quarter of what he could put on it as he shot it off the heel of the stick, but on goal. 1-1, 2:34 to go, first period. What a great day here to be a Raider as Hastings trying to get off the schneid. First of all, just nice to see him get that first goal of the game and really get him excited. Dumped in by Nate Holm. He's going to get a man to chase again, and Logan Stokey, the sophomore, has been very good for the Raiders since coming up as a JV call-up, but it's just the intangible stuff. He's got good speed, good hands, he could dish, he could work well in the corners. A lot of what we need right now is being provided by a young sophomore. Here's a pass back to the right side. Shot comes in, save made without a stick now is goaltender Weber as it's played to center. And now Simley will escape. Weber will be able to find his stick, and he does. As Simley comes in near side corner right into the Hastings zone. Picked up by Foster. He'll go left corner. Trying to break it out. He's having problems with the puck, trying to get it off the toe of his stick. But Luke Johnson there to help anyway. He'll break through center, right through the Raider emblem, and he collides with one of his line mates in Tucker Duffy. But there's Eishen. He picked it up at the red line. He lost it, and then it's shot up into the rafters. 1:29 to go. First period. And of course, Johnny now being as kind as can be, giving us a little shout out as he is one of the best that I have ever been around. And you guys are great. Seriously, Johnny is one of the best, as he always is so just cordial when he talked to him. Yeah, but fun. He's kind of my awesome uncle I'd never had, or just put it that way. Every time I show up at the rink, it feels like he's a member of my family. Here's a shot that comes in from outside into the corner. That was probably supposed to be more of a tip than anything. Raiders still going to try to break it out, go across the ice. Here's C, back over to Joey Warner. Nice to see Joey back in the lineup. He's been battling this cold, cruddy flu bug garbage that all of us are dealing with, from the KDWA studio to the Raider locker rooms to the schools. It's going around, no doubt about that. It's the gift that keeps on giving, as we were kind of half-heartedly laughing about at the station earlier today with Dan Terra and myself, all dealing with the same crud. So again, bear with us as we go through today. This one's shot in from about 70 feet. Saski has no problems. Plays it off to the far side, and Hastings' Nate Holm will sneak in. Trying to get it to Lilja. Oh, they overskated the puck. Lilja could have a breakaway. Raiders have it. Centering pass. There's Kniff. He scores! Yeah! Oh, Curdy, perfect spot. The Raiders find him. It's 2-1. Set up beautifully. Nice job, Kurt Kniff. 2-1 Raiders lead it. And that was an absolute laser beam past Weber. No way he was going to get to it. It was shot right about skate level. Beautiful. Kurtie Kniff with a huge goal for Hastings to give him that lead back. Time of the goal, 16:38.
For the Raiders, number 7, Kurt Kniff. Assist number 4.
Holm gets the assist.
It's number 23.
And Lilja again. Nice job, Kurtie. Here they come again. 7 seconds left. Let's get another one. Pass in front. Here's Kniff. Gets to the bottom of the circle. Shot comes in, up into the netting. 1.6 seconds. Take him off. Get the extra attacker out there. Got 1.6 to go. Bram. No, they're not going to. A lot of times with under 2 seconds, you can bring your goaltender off, pull the goalie, and get a 6-man out there just to win the faceoff and try to get a one-timer. Raiders won't elect to do that. They do still get it towards the net, but that's the end of the first period. How about that? 2-1, Raiders lead. Very good first period. We'll have Coach Adam Welch after this on KDWA. Welcome back, everybody. We're live on KDWA. We were just talking with Coach Welch off the air. Just a quick update on Peter Meyer, Jr. forward. A great kid I saw him at Emily's this morning getting a donut, man. He was so excited about playing today, and then he gets floored in front of the Simley bench. It sounds like he's going to be okay, though, Adam, from what we know.
From the limited information that I have, it kind of sounds like it's more precautionary. That's what we're hoping. Obviously, you never know with injuries like that. So, our thoughts and prayers are with him, and we hope that he's going to be all right. Okay,
on the good side of things, we had a great honor. It was so much fun just to be down there. Sliv getting the plaque. When he saw the plaque, you don't see much emotion ever out of Sliv McGree, but when he got that plaque and he goes, whoa, and you can see it in his mouth, his face, Kieran's face, there's nothing cooler than that.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat deal. We had kind of talked in an interview, I think it was last week, it's something that maybe he doesn't want the recognition, but it's something that he's earned, over the years, and it is pretty neat when you see, a guy like that doesn't have a lot of emotion, where he does show some emotion, because it does mean something to him.
A couple guys that did show some emotion, I'll tell you that. Nate Holm, beautiful goal, and then Kurtie just got that one towards the end of the period. 2 great finds by the guys. I mean, they're really buzzing in the offensive zone. This is fun to watch right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We, last game shuffled our lines a little bit, trying to even them out, and we kind of stuck with them here, and having Joey Warner back as well has helped. And those 2 are finally kind of going. And last game, I thought they kind of struggled a little bit, and Kurtie made the move to center last game, and is kind of getting more comfortable now this game, and realizing that he doesn't have to carry the puck end to end. And I think Nate Holm is going too. He missed a few games from head injury, and then was a little sluggish last game, but they're definitely playing today, and it's great. It's fun to see.
That poor Elliott, I feel bad for him. That goal is just wacky. I mean, there's nothing you can do as a goaltender. Well, have your stick flat, maybe a little more. I don't know what else to say. I feel bad for him, and that's just a fluke, man.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Nice we got the goal back.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't. I was watching the play, and I didn't even see the puck. So it's kind of a weird deal. Goes off our player's skate, at the top of the circles, and it was moving going into the net there. So kind of a bad deal. But like I said, we bounced back and got that goal back.
34 minutes more of hockey left here, buddy. Go out there, get them, and let's get that win and get back on the winning track.
Sounds good.
That's head coach Adam Welch. The Raiders, a great first period for the Raiders. They lead in shots 7-4. Nate Holm and Kurt Kniff with the goals for the blue and gold guys. As Hastings, they lead 2-1. Great period. One of the best periods we played in the last week or so. Definitely the blue and gold guys firing on all cylinders. And you got to believe that not only are the Raiders playing for their buddy Peter Meyer, who was stretchered off, and as Coach Welch said in the limited news he has, it sounds like that was more precautionary than anything right now. And that's just great news. But it sounds like Pete will be okay. On the good side of things, he mentioned the Sliv McGree honor. None better than that. And then, of course, the way the Raiders are playing right now, playing for their buddy and playing for Sliv, too. They want to win for him, right? I mean, what a great day here in Hastings. Nate Holm with the goal, Kurt Kniff with the goal. And for the first time in, a week and a half, the Raiders lead in shots on goal 7-4. This is fun hockey. This is Raider hockey on AM 1460 KDWA and also on HCTV. Stay tuned. Away with the face. Corralled there, now far side by Eishin. has some help there. He uses it. It's Larson, and now shot comes back through the crease. I don't know if Saski knew where the net was off anyway. I was going to say the puck was coming. Only a couple. And for a minute, I'm like, well, Elliott didn't move there, but the net on both sides was off, so the face-off in the Raiders zone. Won by Simley, pressed it into the near corner. 2 Raiders there trying to dig it free, and they'll win that battle. Zach Johnson goes in front of his own net, then behind it, dipsy-doo, look out. And he'll start it back near side. I turned it over, picked up there by Jamie Warwick. Gets caught in the Raiders' skates, and here they come the other way, Lilja. And look out, Spartans into the bench. Less than a minute into period 2. Glad you're with us on a cold but beautiful Saturday here in the Tri-County. Listen to me say cold. There's been many a year where we're at this point of the season and we're talking below zero stuff, but we'll take this. But just a beautiful day and a great Raider day, as we mentioned already. What a great weekend we've had in Hastings, honoring the 20th anniversary of the Hastings girls basketball state tournament team yesterday. Like I said, a lot of hugs to be had and a lot of high fives and hoots and hollers last night. Boy, was that ever fun. See so many of those gals. And I'll tell you what, too, folks, as the Raiders' far side lose the puck to Simley. Now they'll try to bring it back out. Some of those gals, they could probably, well, I don't want to say probably, they can more than still hold their own in the basketball court. I have a feeling, especially Erin Diddy. I don't think anybody wants to mess with her on the basketball court, and I still think she has that jump shot better than anybody. And she was talking to a lot of the gals yesterday. A lot of the young kids were absorbing all sorts of info and knowledge out of 22, and she was just willing to stay as long as the girls wanted her to after the game, and answered all their questions and talked about basketball and life. It was just so cool to see all those gals and how much they invested in this program and how much they're even giving back now to these gals back out to center. Now the Raiders will recover with Nate Holm. Get it back now to Jake Eischen. He kind of lost control. Still got a chance to dump it in deep. Weber will try to help it along, but he kind of whiffed on it. So Lilja, first on the scene, will kind of play it to himself. A little backhand pass to himself behind the net. Nate Holm comes in to help out a little bit. They'll go back to Eischen right point. Around the boards it goes. Lilja says, I can't get to that one. Kirk Kniff tried to get over there, but Simley works the breakout well. Gets out to neutral ice, but that's it. Raiders come back and barely on sides. Nice move by Jake Eischen, the Raider senior captain and defenseman. Behind the net now, here's Kniff. He's got a little space to work with. Comes in front of the net, takes a shot, ricocheted off a Simley player. They owe us one of those anyway. They scored their goal on a weird play. Hastings is trying to break it out. It went off a Hastings skate back into the net very quickly, too, of Elliott Saski. There's nothing he could do about it. Simley should get called for icing here, and they will, playing it near boards. We'll go have a face-off in the Simley zone. Pretty good matinee crowd here at the Hastings Civic Arena. The only ones I believe we're missing are the wrestlers. A whole smattering of them down at the Rochester Christmas Tournament, rounding it out today. Their Twitter feed has as many updates as they can get out with all the kids everywhere down at the Community Center Rochester. So go check out that Hastings Wrestle is their Twitter handle. Of course, with it being an individual tournament, there's just too many matches for me to keep up with. Back to the near side, Raiders in front. Good pass looking back towards the point there, and Zach Johnson, but Stokey's pass is redirected. Goes all the way back into the Hastings zone. Saski will watch. Zach Johnson tried to clear, intercepted, and that one's stolen away by Zach Johnson, and now here he comes. He's got his brother Luke with him. Lost control of the puck, though. Played back to center. That was kind of cool seeing the Twins rocket up the ice together there. I want to see them combine on a goal here pretty soon. This is icing, though, against the Raiders as they move left to right into the Simley zone, but behind the red line the pass came from. So, again, that is what we call icing in hockey, folks. 13:37 to go here in period number 2 from the Hastings Civic Arena. Nick Tuckner here high above center ice. Also want to thank HCTV, Ross Brockman, and the guys and gals here today to tape this one, and for all of you folks being able to watch this game today and take it in. Hopefully Hastings can keep it going. They've had a rough go at it so far this year at 1-7. But the Simley Spartans, too, they've had a pretty decent year. They're playing some good hockey. Remember last year here at Hastings in their only meeting, it was a 5-5 tie right about this week last year. And that was a Saturday afternoon bit, too. Jake Eischen, I was trying to get a sip of my coffee here. Jake Eischen just ran into one of the Simley players, but it wasn't really his fault. The other Simley player was right there. Jake kind of pushed him in, sandwiched him. Here's Clay Harris as he got in there trying to look for some offense, but not Jake did, but just be strong and fight through a double check. Shot here from the point, tipped onto Weber. Nice save. Back into the corner now. Here is Colin C. He'll fire it back left point, and here is Eischen back to Collins. Shot comes in, tipped in front, still loose. Who's got it? Raiders will get it back left point. Eischen again. Nice move, offensively gifted defenseman. Plays it back in. Oh, and then an elbow to the head. Boy, that maybe could have been something too. And when we talk about elbows and hits to the head after that JV hit on Peter Meyer, and then a lot of the jibber jabber that went back from the Simley bench to the Hastings kids at the end. I think they might have awoken a sleeping beast here. Hopefully the Raiders are able to harness that in the right direction, but back the other way. Here comes Carlson, takes a shot, misses the net, and by a lot. This one now picked up by Kniff. He tried to come in. That's going to be a penalty for interference against Simley. There we go. Very good call by the official as Kirk Kniff utilized his speed to get to the left. He is hauled down, and the Raiders will get the first power play of this game for either team. So Hastings will get the man advantage in what's been a pretty quick game here so far. Again, we joined our radio broadcast in progress just because we had the Prescott Sports Saturday double game bit again where Prescott won 2 against Osceola Thursday and Friday. Very exciting. Oh, back to the point as the Raiders work the power play. Kniff couldn't find Eischen, and now look out. Here comes one of the Simley players sneaking in, Cole Steele. He's one of the captains. Raiders peel it away, though, start the breakout. Nate Holm with that flowing hair comes back to center. Holm has the double whammy. He's got the cool hair and the good beard, so I got to give him credit for both. Near side, here is Kniff sending it back in deep. Joey Werner behind the net will go left corner, stay with it, now onto his backhand, finds C. He works in the corner, back to the point, cross ice, Holm playing the point on the power play again. Handles the puck, but played it down to Joey Werner. Cross ice, he finds his man, now it's Eischen. Far circle, Kniff, top of the circle, works outside along the boards, plays it off into the corner left. To the point left, again Eischen. Cross ice right, here's Holm. Holm back to Eischen, works it left again. Give and go back down low, finding Colin C. back in front. Here is Kniff, his shot goes over the net. Raiders looking to send 2 men in along the end boards. Wasn't sure who was going to get a stick on it, so Kirk Kniff yielded to the Simley player. They'll play it to the point, picked up by Holm. Keeps it in. 45 on the Raider power play. 10:45 to go, second period. 2-1 Raiders. Here is Holm again, fanned on it. Trying to play it in right side, has Werner. Joey has a little space, takes a shot. Good idea, whizzed it just wide to the blocker side of Weber. Into the corner, give and go. Nice little play from Colin C. Got it to Eischen, finds some room, takes a shot, blocker saved by Weber. Picked up again by Kniff. Kniff back to the far left point, sent in deep. Colin C. again, 18 seconds on the power play. Kniff, Kurt back to the point left, and winding and firing off the toe of the stick was Eischen, but there to get the rebound. Shot comes in, save made there. Oh, Colin C. almost buried 1-5 hole. Raiders again, 5 seconds on the power play. Kniff trying to work it back. He said he's going to go off into the corner. C. going to join the party. He's got a man in the front of the net. It was Joey Werner, but back to full strength, and killing the penalty off was Simley, but it wasn't easy. They're going to ice it and be called for the very infraction, and it'll go back down in to the Simley zone. I like this brand of Raider hockey today. This is seriously the best. I don't want to say it's the best they played. I really think the third period against Eastview is still, or East Ridge, is still the best period of hockey Hastings has played all year. I mean, that was special. It was on the road. It was physical. It was overcoming adversity and still finding a way to win and being outshot. I mean, there's so many variables. I really still think that was their best period, but boy, I'll tell you what, through the first period and a half of this one, This is some of the better hockey the Raiders have played. Far side boards, kick back in down low. Attaboy Luke Johnson gets off into the corner, tries to get it out in front. He had a man going to the front. It was Stokey. I want to see him get his first varsity goal and be able to keep that puck on the mantle at home over the holidays. Here's a wraparound chance. Luke Johnson shot. Oh, just swept wide again. And one more time as the Raiders have Stokey just breathing down the neck of Weber, the goaltender for Simley. Luke Johnson in the corner again left. Boy, he's been working that left corner well against a much bigger number 7, Jamie Warwick. And he still gets out of there. Works it though near boards. Raiders looking for help. Tucker Duffy trying to keep it alive. Play to center. Busted back out now across the Raider blue line. Zach Johnson better hurry to get back. Warwick sneaking in. But a good job by Elliot Saski to kick it off into the corner to at least alleviate some pressure. And that's going to be a penalty. No, it's not. Wow, the Raiders just got away with a trip. Shot here turning and firing one far side onto Saski. Blow the whistle. Come on. Blow the whistle. Saski had a hold of it for about an hour and a half. And now the officials having words with Elliott, and you know what? I'm not going to, second guess an official or anything, but here's the deal. He covers the puck. You blow the whistle. The Raiders might have needed a line change. You know what I mean? It's not, you don't tell them to move the puck. This isn't a penalty kill. I wonder if Joe Harris is still around here. He's a referee. I wonder if maybe he could tell us a little more about the rules and regulations with officials telling the goaltender to move the puck when they might want a face-off. Back the other way. Right to left. Simley looked like they were offsides, but they were not. Luke Larson there for Hastings. Freed it up, got it to Clay Harris to center. Joey Warner walks in, takes a shot into the glove of Weber. Didn't look too sure about it, but he'll hang on. Raiders got to keep shooting the puck, even little flailing, dying quails. That is important because it just looks like right now, Weber's not too sure of himself handling the puck in his crease. The Raiders got some guys that can really pull the trigger quick. And funny, the two that come to the top of my mind have scored both of the Hastings goals in Nate Holm and Kurt Kniff. Two guys that as soon as the puck's on their stick, it can be off the stick and in the net. But here comes a 2-on-1 the other way. Nice pass in front, but he missed the net. Evan Schultz missed the net on a 2-on-1 that turned into a 2-on-0 very quickly. And Saski had a nice angle on the near side shooter. And the Raiders had a good effort on the backside, too, with Eischen coming to find the off wing. Here's a turnover, and the Raiders' own shot comes in, save made by Saski, who's really played well here so far. Justin Sherry, the shot that time. .7:27 to play here. Second period. We're past the halfway point of regulation now, believe it or not. Kick one of our centers out. Clay Harris comes in, presses it against the boards, and Simley gets a man in, but the Raiders, as they dump it in behind the net, send Jake Foster in to start the breakout. They get it to center, and that's it. Simley dumps. Raiders chase into their own zone. Zach Johnson, nice little move. Goes cross ice, but it's knocked away there by Colin C. Used his body as a shield, stayed on the puck, stayed on his forehand, but turned it over now as the Raiders collapse in front of their own net. Puck's loose, comes through the slot. Oh my goodness, and through the crease just wide of the blocker side post. Oh my. Here come the Raiders the other way now. 2-on-2, maybe 3-on-2 if they hurry. They got two men following the play. Shot comes in, save Weber. No rebound. Great rebound control there by Simley as they had a defenseman right there to clean up that rebound as soon as his shot came on goal. That is classic defensive hockey there for Simley. Give them credit. If the Raiders would have gotten a second chance opportunity there, it was 3-1, no doubt. But great job clearing the rebound there by David Sherry. And he made it look easy. Simley back up the far boards. To center, they'll stick it back in. Saski plays it off of the Zamboni door boards. Simley gets a change. Long pass for the Raiders. Home to Colin C. Goes off Colin skates past the red line, so we will not have icing. Raiders back into the near side. Now call it behind the net. Nate Holm will get it back as Stokey left it there for him. Raiders get some help from Luke Larson, but then he turns it over, top of the circle right. Larson now comes back in to try to keep it alive, but it comes out to center anyway. Back to the Hastings blue line. Jake Geishen, cross ice, pass intercepted, and here comes Simley again. They come in 2-on-3, intercepted again, this time by Larson, who's played a very good game today defensively for the blue and gold guys. Like to see some of those younger defensemen getting that confidence. Pass back in front of the net. Warwick, shot on goal, save made, kick back out, knocked away. And if the puck didn't have so much gas on it, home might have had a breakaway. This one's played high off the glass, and a good play at that by Weber. Turned over, here the Raiders home, trying to play it in front, but he had to saucer it over to Edmeyer, and it was up a little high around the kneecaps. It goes off into the near corner, 5:09 to go, second period, 2-1 Raiders. No scoring yet in the second. Only one penalty in the game as well. That gave the Raiders a power play in which they got a couple of shots. Hastings has looked awesome today. They have played their best hockey of the year, other than, I said, the third period against Eastridge earlier this season. And that was their only win of the year. Tells you something. Here comes Rowe, end to end. The big guy plays it in front. Tip just free of a Hastings stick, and then it'll come out to center and through center ice. Cross ice pass looking for Rowe again. He got his first varsity goal about a week and change ago himself. How exciting that was for number 10. I asked Michael what he did with his puck. Here's a breakaway pass from Rowe. Walking in is Clay Harris, takes a shot on goal, but he's taken down. It's going to be a penalty, and it might be another penalty shot as Harris has had one of those already this year. Nope. It's going to be a hooking call, and the Raiders will get a power play with 4:13 to go here in period number 2. So as we were just talking about Michael Rowe, and I saw him after the game where he got his first goal, and I said, well, looked right at him, and I said, what'd you do with the puck? And he said, I said, you're going to put it on your mantle at home, right? And he said, no, it's in my locker. That thing and I told him, I said, I'd be sleeping right next to that puck, I'll tell you that, maybe for a year. Raiders get the power play. How exciting was that for Michael Rowe to get that first varsity goal in his senior year? Cool moment. Here are the Raiders in the power play. Centering pass to Kniff. Nice feed from Joey Werner. Save made Weber. Raiders keep possession. 3:50 to go for a second period. Raiders lead at 2-1 on the power play. Oh, tip just wide, almost to Joey Werner for an easy tap in, just out of his reach. Near boards, to the point right. Nice move by Holm, walks in, shot, and there he fumbles it again as Weber made the save. Oh my, let's keep shooting, guys. He's having issues handling the puck. Raiders got it, even if it is, you just keep going up top like that. Hit him in the chest. That's something I never say about a goalie. Just go ahead, shoot it right in his chest. Well, this guy, Weber's been fumbling the ball, or fumbling puck. Here comes Kniff, hits the crossbar. Hits the crossbar in on a 2-on-1. A wraparound bid by Colin C. That won't go either. Colin with it, far corner. 56 in the power play. 3:08 in the second period. 2-1 Raiders. Boy, do they look good. Down into the right corner. It was Werner, intercepted, but there's Holm to keep it in at the blue line. What great hustle by Nate Holm. Senior leadership, big time, that along that far side boards. Played back out down the length. Saski will come out. Instead of playing it, he'll leave it for Eishen, and he'll take care of the pass. To center, right in front of John Samursky, our wonderful announcer. Kick back into the Raider zone. We got 25 seconds in the Hastings power play. Plenty of time to get some more cushion here. As Jake Foster hit the post! Oh, from 40 feet out! Foster just tried to dump it in, and he clanged it off the blocker side post. Keep shooting, boys. It's going to go in again. Oh my goodness, Hastings kept in by Zach Johnson. Long shot into the glove, and he fumbles it again. Oh, guys, keep shooting the puck. Weber is having legitimate trouble handling pucks in the air right now. Shot after shot after shot. Gotta keep the pressure on him. 2-1 Raiders. And yeah, Hastings is shooting like it's Big Game Hunter on PS3. Whew. Face-off won by the Raiders, back to full strength. Simley wrapping it around in front. Luke Johnson, he can't bury it, but the Raiders keep possession. Tucker Duffy, what a nice move. Cuts to his forehand, takes a shot, tipped in front, puck's loose. Shot again by Stokey, and he will not be able to put it through the glove of Weber as he's on his belly. Nice stop. I don't care how much trouble you're having handling the puck. I admire goaltenders that will put anything and everything and do anything and everything to flop around and make the save. Trust me, I have an affinity for it. I was one of those goalies. I didn't have all the talent in the world. I wasn't Ben Utek. I wasn't Matt Klein. I wasn't any of those guys that were big-time varsity star goaltenders. I had to rely on a lot less. But anything to stop the puck, right? Raiders with it. Here they come, trying to throw it back in front of the net. Knocked away as Simley plays it to center. Raiders again with time of possession. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Shot from a bad angle. Holm put it into the glove of Weber, and then he kind of showcases his glove and gives it a little flair with the stop to show, hey, I can catch. He's had trouble today handling the puck. Raiders just got to keep shooting. It's going to go in, and once it does, they already got two, but if they can get a little roll going, they're going to be tough to stop the rest of this one. Hastings leading 2-1 with 94 seconds left. Second period, Raiders center it. Chance in front, that was Holm, couldn't bury it. 1:25 to go second period. 2-1 Raiders leading Simley here on KDWA and HCTV tape delayed. To center. Holm again. Nice move, bottom of the circle, looking back behind the net, tried to center it, looking for C. Intercepted. Warwick, very talented sophomore, drops it off. Intercepted again by Holm. 1 minute to go, as you heard Johnny say. Larson through center to Eishen. Oh, look out. That one just caught the top of the glass. Almost forced some dental work on the Simley fans. Through center, long pass, left side, up the boards. They're going to wave off the icing. Went off a Simley player on the other side of the red line. Raiders don't get it back. They do get it back. Far side now. Here comes Clay Harris. Boy, he's got speed. He can get ahead of the D quite often, and we've seen it a few times this year, drawing penalties and penalty shots even. Here's Kniff tied up in front of the net. No penalty there as he was hooked. Oh boy. Harris along the far boards, got it free, but to center it comes. And that should probably end period number 2. They're going to wave, come on, guys. Let it go off. 0.1 seconds, that's the end of the period, yeah. Okay, thank you, guys. We'll take a break with the Raiders leading 2-1. No scoring in the period. A quick moving second period. 2-1 Hastings on KDWA. We'll be right back. Also on HCTV. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are live on KDWA, tape delayed on HCTV, and, well, yeah, they're going to give Nate Holm a 2-minute roughing penalty as we start the period. I don't know what Nate did, and to be honest, I was looking at the play down behind the goal there where the puck was, and I don't know if Nate maybe got into a little tussle with a Simley player or whatever it was, but the Raiders will go off shorthanded for the first time today. They've been so disciplined, and I'll get into it more here when we get a whistle, but I'm just so proud of the kids, the way that they've handled their cool today and just been able to ignore some of the chicanery that the Spartans have been trying to paste upon Hastings back to the JV game. With a cheap hit that hurt Peter Meyer, hit to the head, a 5-minute penalty, and didn't even have the puck. It was as cheap as it gets, and then afterwards the Simley players were taunting Hastings as they got off the ice after Hastings beat them 4-0. Here come the Raiders, shorthanded, put it out in front, just missed Weber. Taken away there by the Spartans, and that pass too far for everybody, and we'll take an icing call. But it was sad to see, and I know it can happen between any teams. You know, it doesn't matter the year, if they're rivals, not whatever it is, you know, but I hate seeing at the end of a game, especially one that was, you know, there was a bad injury. The Raiders won it pretty handily, that then you have the teams talking trash to the point, and it wasn't even, and again, I'm not going to just defend my Hastings kids because they're my Hastings kids, but I'm going to say it, that the Simley kids continuously badgered Hastings and were using profanity and a lot of other stuff. So the Raiders kept their cool, And they have all varsity game, and Simley's trying to get chippy at times. I'm just proud of the kids. They're not falling for any of that stuff tonight. And the referees have just about had enough of it here now tonight, too. As they went over to the Simley benches, they were trying to get their change. And, of course, Hastings being the home team, they get the last change, not Simley. Raiders are going to clear here. And they're fine with that. They lead 2-1. They'll ice the puck all night long to kill clock if they're going to find a way to hang on and win this thing. They'll do it. But don't forget, Hastings and Simley, even back in the day, when Simley was not that great, they were still a thorn in our side sometimes in hockey, and you never know. They tied the Raiders 5-5 1 year ago here in our only game that last season in the conference. Here comes Simley. Big hit there by Zach Johnson. Frees it up and the Raiders clear. There we go, guys. Not backing down from anybody. And that's one thing, too, that the Raiders had an issue with against Tartan. They were getting beat around a little bit. Joey Werner steals this one away, puts it back in front. Clay Harris kicks it towards the front of the net. Nice save by Weber. Then he tries to give a high stick. See, after the play, hopefully some of you folks on HCTV just saw that. After Clay shot the puck, the goaltender Weber came up with his stick and tried to hit Clay in the face. Outside, here's Simley. Down to the bottom of the circle. Shot comes in, kicked away by Saski, who's played well tonight as well. That was Matt Schaefer, but Hastings will clear and send it down the length of the ice. I'm very curious as to the whereabouts of Michael Bush. He is listed on the roster, senior defenseman, but I have not seen him all game long, and to be honest, folks, I don't see him on the bench. Here the Raiders back the other way, and Tucker Duffy put a backhand. Got a little too much mustard on it. Must be that friction tape. Remember friction tape, hockey players? Here's a shot from way outside. I don't think kids even use friction tape anymore. We used to use the good surf wax, too, the stuff that smelled like coconut, and I know a lot of you hockey players, again, know what I'm talking about. I don't want to give the brand name, because then people are going to think I'm ridiculously crazy, but you know what I mean. Here's a pass down low. Larson dangling, gets down, puts it out in front. Had a chance, second effort. Oh boy, what a great save there. The blocker by Weber as Larson, the defenseman, worked in like a forward, showed some moves, just couldn't get it by Weber. Didn't get a lot on it, but enough to get the shot on goal. Raiders with another nice big hit here near side. Guess who? Jake Foster. Well, if you hear a Raider giving a big hit, I'd say 9 times out of 10, it's probably 17. Foster's so fun to watch. Here's a pass in front. Nate Holm, one-timer save made. Weber using the right spot at the right time. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow, Nate Holm was dangerous. Here's Lilja. He'll work far side. Trying to get it back out to far side and a little deeper. It's stuck at the blue line. Lilja gave it a poke, and then it's knocked out. Raiders play it back in offsides, had a tag up. They keep it alive now as they do tag. Here's Holm from Kniff. Holm behind the net. Whoops, swing and a miss there on the hit was Lilja. Then he comes in and gives a bump. Pass back to the point. I think it was intended for Kniff, and the Raiders are offsides trying to keep it in. 12:41 to go in regulation. Hey, stop the clock, guys. Hey. They didn't stop the clock. Oops. Okay. So the Raiders just got an extra 7 or 8 seconds. Kniff now inside the Simley zone in their blue jerseys with red helmets, red braziers, blue socks, red and white accents. Like I said, very New York Rangers-esque. No doubt about that. Even the numbers look like the Rangers' blue jerseys. This one tipped wide of Weber again as he watches the puck behind his net now be corralled by Matt Schaefer, who's played a pretty good game. Here's a centering pass for Eischen. Couldn't bury it as he got to his backhand, but a very creative play there by Jake Eischen, sneaking in the back door as a defenseman, looking for some offense. And like we talked about in the first period, Eischen is a very offensively gifted defenseman who plays on the power play and can do things like we just saw and heard right there. Kniff back in his own zone at the end of his shift. A nice long pass. Harris cuts to the middle to his backhand as Joey Werner going to the front of the net. He'll hit his brakes, trying to go cross ice, intercepted. Uh-oh, here comes Simley. Maybe a breakaway. In is Carlson. Shot, Steve Mead. What a great save by Elliott Saski, but he goes down hard along the end boards. Well, he fell on Jake Foster, so it's not going to hurt too bad. Hopefully Jake's okay. Looks like he's okay too. No harm, no foul. Great save by Elliott Saski. Referee coming in there too. Hey, is everybody okay? Yeah, we're fine. Jake says, I want to stay on the ice. Elliott shakes out the cobwebs. I played with a guy named JT Malm, who was an assistant coach for the Raider wrestling team for a while, and big defenseman. And I'll tell you what, that dude fell on top of me about 3 or 4 times in my career, and I played with him about 7 years of my hockey career. Big dude, heavy shot, big dude. Yeah, we had a couple times where that guy crushed into me. We didn't call him Brick for no reason, okay? He was a big dude. Near side, bottom of the circle. Simley gets it picked off. Here goes Colin C the other way. Could have been a 3-on-2 if they hurry, but some great hustle back is Peter Gorman. But there's C. He's got more speed. Gets to his forehand. Centering pass. Good idea for Joey Werner. Too far. And now Clay Harris will send it back in down low. No, C just mishandled that one. Brought back left to right by Connor Schwark. Couldn't get the shot to go. They'll drop it off. Shot goes just wide. Left him wide open in the high slot. As Schwark wanted to try to beat Saski. Now back the other way. Lilja cuts to his forehand. Ran out of real estate. Good idea, though. Lilja has it back as a man going to the front of the net. Kniff's one-timer and a great save again by Weber. Back to the point right. Shot comes in. Zach Johnson. Save made to the glove by Weber. No rebound. Ooh, boy, are the Raiders really moving and buzzing around the net this afternoon. Best game they played this year. I'm just going to come out and say it now after 2 periods, almost another half of a period. And they're playing well. They're buzzing all around Simley's net again. Here's Holm off the faceoff, went right into the belly of Weber, who's seemingly handling the puck much better here in the 3rd period. He was really having issues in the second with any puck that was in the air. He was juggling and fumbling and last couple shots he's really handled well and needed to, or the Raiders could have gotten some insurance. To the right side, Kniff. Whoa, boy, shot from Eishen, nearly tipped in by Kniff. I don't know if it went off his skate boot or what that was. Oh boy, pass comes back outside of the offensive zone. Raiders got to tag up and just throw it back in. Now chase again. Raiders trying to cut it off at the blue line. They might call icing on this still, but the Raiders are not going to be able to coax the official into calling it because they felt like maybe the Raiders weren't hustling to the puck. So with no icing, Simley tries to attack. That came out. Yep, there we go. It's offside. Simley couldn't keep it in. The Raiders zone, 9:35 to go, 3rd period, approaching the halfway point of the 3rd. It is 2-1. Raiders laid all of the scoring in the 1st period. 2 Raider goals with a Simley sandwich, and it should only be 2-0 because that goal is ridiculous and something you don't see. I mean, you might see a goal like that once every 10 years, and we just saw it today as the Raiders were trying to break out of their zone right to left. Hastings passed one that went off a skate of one of the defensemen. I can't remember who it was exactly because the play happened so fast, like Coach Welch said. We were trying to watch the play go up the boards of the breakout, and it went off a Raider defenseman's skate and into the Hastings net. And there's nothing Saski could have done about it, or any of us could have done about it either. We couldn't even yell, scream, or anything to him because it was so quick of a bang-bang play. To center, Raiders steal it back. Here's Colin C, one-on-one, beats his man, gets to his forehand shot. Great save by Weber, as all C needed to do was lift it up and over him. He was down about 2 steps before C even got there. That's offsides, guys. There we go. Okay. Face-off will come in front of the Simley bench with the Raiders offsides and 8:49 to go. 2-1 is your score. We got a bunch of girls coming to the rink here. They're all piling into the Raider girls hockey locker room. Always like to see a bunch of the young kids and, the young ones that are hanging out with the older ones, and it just seems like that little sister program is working so well for the Hastings girls program. And now a lot of the young boys, as Joe Harris talked about, a couple weeks ago on our coaches show that, you know, we have varsity kids, as this one goes back on a Saski, you'll hang on. We got varsity kids on both sides, folks, that they elect to go out to practice on their days off with these youth kids, and how much these youth kids enjoy that. I mean, it can't be stated enough. I mean, I remember being a squirt, and when we'd see a Raider player come out in his blue or white jersey, and, you know, you get those big eyes, and, you know, they were the guys that, you know, you grew up watching and idolizing, you know, that for me, you know, back in the early to mid 80s, you know, you got the Brad Stephans, the Tom Sagasors, the Steve Bensons, some of those guys that, as young kids, you looked up to all those guys. You wanted to be like them, and kudos to the Hastings boys and girls programs for giving back. Shot, Lilja, oh wow! He blows it by him! That was a shot of the year! Lilja walks in, and he absolutely smokes the goaltender. Weber had no chance in the world. Oh my goodness, Jake Lilja, the shot of the year. I don't care who, the rest of the season, you're not going to see one like that. Oh my goodness. Clap bomb. Clap bomb. All I gotta say. Oh my. There hasn't been many like that I've ever seen. Yeah, Foster deserves an assist there. Zach Johnson the other. Oh my! Oh, for you folks watching on HCTV, your jaw's gonna drop. I mean, he's a right-handed shot. He got up to just past the blue line, near the top of the circle. Simley's gonna go serve a penalty too because they're being naughty. But 3-1 Raiders. Lilja just, I mean, just like you do in the driveway with a tennis ball. I mean, you just, boom, just, oh, he upstairs, blocker side. I mean, the way the puck came off the net when it hit it. I mean, the elasticity as they talk with a puck from the net. I mean, you might not see a shot like that all year. Raiders again dangerous, now back on the power play. That was Joey Werner. Raiders keep possession. Let's put them away now, guys. Cross ice into the circle left. This is a Raider team I haven't seen since Eastridge. Just beautiful hockey right now. Cross ice. Joey Werner shot along the ice. He almost had his second goal of the year, too. Just slid it wide, blocker side. Back to Colin C. This is fun to watch, folks. Down into the corner left. Kniff goes hard into the corner. He's battling his man down there, Heimerl. He can't get a stick on it. Raiders get it right back. Go cross ice. Nope, it'll be dumped down the left side boards. Back to Eischen. Cross ice right. Holm. Now the Raiders work the right boards. Holm and Werner. Back to the top again. Eischen. Floats it down right corner, kind of diagonally into the zone. Feeds it down to Joey Werner. Pass in front. Comes all the way back to Eischen. His shot through traffic hit somebody in front. I think it actually went off a Schwark. And then, with that said, off a Simley body, they'll clear it down the length of the ice. 3-1, Raiders lead it, 6:20 to go. Raiders have 46 seconds on the power play to go. Oh boy, Jake Eischen kind of lost his footing. And then the Raiders fanned on one there as Nate Holm turned it over, and they called for a penalty. Okay, guys. Well, let's get our composure straightened out here. So we'll even it up. This will be 4-on-4 for 1:24, and then Simley's going to get a power play. Hastings with a defined speed advantage, so 4-on-4 for 36 seconds could very well benefit the blue and gold guys if they can maybe sneak one in here. Raiders got a nice combo out there right now. Face off one by Simley. Shot from the outside, kicked away by Saski. Rebound cleared out by Zach Johnson. Zach works it left side, skates it end to end, gets into the Simley zone. Puck is lost to the skates of a Simley player. Zach Johnson, defenseman, stays on it. 4-on-4 Raiders try to center it to Colin C. It's taken away now by Simley, and here they work it back the other way. Jamie Warwick has his pass intercepted. Here comes C the other way, 1-on-2, call it 2-on-3 as Kniff joins the party and heads to the front of the net. Simley about to get their power play, as now they'll have a minute 24 of power play time. Luke Larson, a nice play there as he sends it deep diagonally into the Hastings zone near the Zamboni doors. Simley can't break it out of their own zone. Good job by Kirk Kniff as he knocks off the net though, and actually that will probably help the Raiders, as even though the faceoff will come outside the Simley zone, that still stops the clock, and if the Raiders need to get a quick switch, they can do so. .5:20 to go here in regulation. Raiders lead it 3-1 on what we'll call Sliv McGree Day here at the arena. Renaming the rink we are in, the game rink, the East Rink, now McGree East Rink, officially today. A new sign adorns the front doors coming in from the lobby. And Sliv also received a just beautiful plaque on behalf of the Hastings hockey boosters and everybody that's been on this ice at time or another, as this one's going to be, hey, knocked down the length of the ice. Raiders aren't going to be called for icing here. Weber will get to play it in his own zone, but every second that ticks away here with the Raiders having the clock on their side is an advantage for the blue and gold, as Simley again having issues getting it out of their own zone. And boy, that sounds familiar, as the Raiders have been a team that has not done that at all this year, but now today their breakout's been wonderful. And whatever Coach Walsh and the staff did yesterday after the 8-0 loss to Tartan, where it looked like the season was in a very bleak spot, whatever they did, and like I said after that game, you gotta have faith, kids, right? You gotta have faith. You have faith in your coaches, you have faith in the blue and gold uniform, and you have faith in your teammates. And so far, the Raiders have definitely shown, oh my gosh, and Nate Holm just got railed in the head again. He just came back from a concussion, folks. And he's shaking his head. Oh no. That's the last thing that we needed. And the referee just got hit in the helmet with a puck. He's okay. Thank goodness it hit him in the helmet, not any exposed skin around the head. Okay, so Nate Holm gets his head rocked, and then the official gets a puck in the melon. Here comes a breakaway now for Simley, and a save made by Saski, and another beauty. Oh, as he played the game of his career tonight. This one cleared down the length of the ice. We'll take that icing. Great save by Elliot Saski again. Atta boy. It is his birthday. We were talking about that earlier, too, that, you know, you're playing out of your mind. Of course, it's your birthday. You're going to play the best you can. And Peyton Hagan, our manager, is just saying how it's Saski's birthday, and we mentioned that earlier on, that, yeah, he should get a birthday start. He gets the birthday start, and boy, he's having a day to blow out some candles. He's blowing candles out all over Simley right now. Beautiful game. Oh, nice to see Nate Holm back out on the ice. I was worried after he took it. Big head shot. Digs the puck free. Holm puts it in front. Save made. Rebound bouncing around in front. Puck still loose. Raiders again. Nate Holm backhands it right off of Weber in front. Raiders keep it alive. Send it back in deep. Raiders send Holm off into the left corner. Leaves it for Kniff. He works the end boards left. Spins away. He's being held. No call. Raiders wanted one. One of the Raiders tackled. They're not going to call it. Only 2:49 to go in regulation. Raiders come in. Lilja comes up and like a freight train slamming into one of the Simley players, gets the puck loose. Great forecheck here by the Raiders. No way for Simley to break out. Now they finally do, but they're going to have to ice it to relieve pressure. Great job by Hastings. Forecheck's been beautiful tonight. It's been, you know, as good as it's been all year. And right there, suffocating Simley, as the Raiders have been suffocated by teams really 7 out of the 8 games we've played. Face-off won by Hastings. Here's C. Behind the net. Goes right. Back to Brady C. Raiders send it back in deep. Back to Colin C. Trying to center it for Harris. He fanned on it. Picked up by Simley behind their own net. Peter Gorman, the sophomore, moves it back out to center, but Colin C there again, and the Raiders stick her right back in. One man in on the forecheck with a 2-goal lead and 2 minutes to go. Harris gets it free along the end boards. He gets hit pretty hard, slow to get up. Colin C tracks it down. Raiders stay on par inside the Simley zone. Trying to dig it free. Colin C there. Centering pass is going to be tipped away there by Nate Holm. Simley just has no chance to pull their goaltender right now because the Raiders have owned possession not just this whole third period, but the whole game. Lilja, offsides. Yeah, Nate Holm tried to sneak it out as if it were not across the blue line, but it were. I know it was, but my English is suffering. Last game of a long week before the holiday. Again, our next live game for KDWA will be on Tuesday against Rochester Mayo in boys hockey, and then that'll be it till the day after Christmas when we open the South St. Paul tournament. Timeout, Simley, timeout for us as well. We'll come back with the final 91 seconds after this. Raiders leading 3-1 on KDWA and HCTV. .131 to go. The buzzer already sounded. Teams are making their way back to the face-off dot just outside the Simley zone. Wow, they're gonna. I think to take him off right now. They're gonna let Weber. They're gonna bring Weber off right now, and the face-off is just outside the Simley zone. That's. Whew. I mean, if you win the face-off and get possession, that's cool, but and they do. So that actually worked to their advantage right away. Simley though loses control of the puck at center ice. Raiders, if they can get an empty net goal here, will ice this thing, and the Raiders will really celebrate the rest of the weekend. Gearing up for Mayo on Tuesday night, a team that has also struggled, and the Raiders could make some hay against in their own barn, and I can't wait for Tuesday night. Santa hat will be on, no doubt about it. We're going to have some fun Tuesday night. It will also, which has become a tradition in hockey and baseball, as this is going to be icing against Simley with 53.4 seconds left. Last couple of years, I've done a candy cane night. So any of the fans from either side, even if you're a Mayo fan, if you yell up the press box before the game, not while I'm on the air, but before the game or between periods, I will have my Santa stocking filled with candy canes. And any of you kids especially, young kids, high school kids, any kids, if you'd like to have one, come talk to Santa Tuck and I'll take good care of you on Tuesday night. And we'll have some fun with it. And a very Merry Christmas to all of you out there in Raiderland. Wrapping up the final 42 seconds. Raiders back down into the far corner, doing such a nice job on the forecheck tonight and staying in the Simley zone and giving the Spartans no breathing room. Here's Zach Johnson, a shot comes in, it hit Colin C, and he went down. Kind of funny there, but the Raiders stay on possession. Kirk Kniff in front, came off a skate behind the net. Colin C, 24 more seconds left. Bouncing puck comes back through, almost kept in by Zach Johnson as he played a great game tonight defensively. The whole team, it's a team effort tonight, folks. I'm sorry. I don't want to sound like cliche master, but this is a team win tonight. Man, was this fun. I said before the game, our team against Tartan was mad, and now they're going to have a chance to be happy because they're going to celebrate a 3-1 win over the Simley Spartans. What a great hockey game. Hastings' best game of the season as the Raiders win tonight by a final score of 3-1. For you TV watchers, I'm going to try to keep it right here to get Johnny's final stats before Ross cuts away for the outro of this one. Johnny Samursky doing so now. Here we go. Shots on goal. Simley 5. They only had 11 tonight. 14 more for the Raiders. 36 shots, a season high for the Raiders. Hey, good things happened tonight, didn't they? What a great win for the Raiders this evening. Hastings 3, Simley 1. For you TV listeners, thanks for you TV watchers, thanks for joining us. For you Raider radio listeners, stay tuned. We'll have more statistics right after this. Raiders win 3-1 over Simley. Thanks for joining us, folks. We'll be right back with you radio listeners right after this.